Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl ReXG. Welcome back if you've already subscribed and you've been watching my very few videos, and welcome if you are new. I want to thank you guys first for subscribing to me. My channel has just started and I didn't think I would get any type of views or any type of insight from other people, so I think that's really cool. But I'm back again with a very serious topic, and this topic, just like being the child free, I also wanted to hold back on it, but something's telling me not to, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and make this video.
Don't ever change for anybody, don't ever trade your soul, don't even listen to him, he don't know nothing at all, try not to get too involved, but really it's breaking my heart, how you keep changing for him, never forget who you are, butterfly.
So with the disclaimer first, because I always have to put certain things out there so there's no misunderstandings and no type of mishaps. This video isn't to offend anyone. This isn't me being suicidal or pessimistic or any negative concept of life. This is none of that. This is just me being me, me posting about things that go on in my mind, and these are my opinions. It's okay if you disagree with them. I respect everyone's opinion as long as you're not being disrespectful to others. If this isn't your thing, I totally suggest you not watching the video. And if you want to hear what I have to say and you want to comment, I totally would push you to do that. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear if you agree or disagree, but please don't be disrespectful because these are my thoughts and this is how I feel. But today I want to talk about anti-natalism. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically the concept of being against birth, or just the whole concept of being against bringing someone here to suffer. So like you could say an anti-natalist has a really big heart. And most of the anti-natalists that I know are child free, just like me. Now, I wouldn't call myself anti-natalist, but the way that I think and the way that I view things, you probably could call me that. Because I'm against bringing a child here if I know I can't give them a good life 100%. Every person is born into this world dealing with those things, whether they want to or not. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you're tied to it. It's just part of being human. It's a part of life, pain and pleasure, and good and bad. And I just don't suggest this life. I would rate this life a 5 out of 10, and that's just not good enough. That's not good. It's not good enough for me to say I'm gonna be a mom and bring a child here and give them a 5 out of 10 life. Like, no, I have to go far and beyond. And I believe that if you know deep down in your heart, and this is why I respect child-free people, is because you guys know deep down in your heart that you don't desire that, and you're sticking with it. Where I know people that you could say they're child-free, but they still have kids, and those kids suffer, and they suffer. And everyone around them is suffering, and they just mask it with this, oh, it's just life. You know, it's great being a mom. And behind closed doors, they're probably neglecting their kids, right? They're not paying attention to their emotions or their thoughts or basic needs outside of food, clothing, and housing. And it breaks my heart because if you feel deep down in your heart that that wasn't your desire, why are you feeding into it? It makes no sense to me. And I remember at 14, I don't know why I did this, but at 14, I wrote a letter to my unborn child because I knew since I was 13 that I wasn't going to be a mom. I just never talked to anyone about it. I don't remember it word from word, but I do remember certain big points that I put in that letter. And I think it said, "Dear unborn child, if you are a guy and I decided to bring you here, you'd have to deal with people insulting your manhood. Or if you turn out gay, you'd have to worry about the world being against you, even though your mommy loves you. You'd have to deal with family rejecting you, you not having a lot of friends, people not accepting you, or because I'm black, you know, I could give birth to a black man or a black female, and they'd have to deal with discrimination. They'd have to deal with poor income. My family's not rich, you know, and we're not poor either, but we're kind of in like the middle, and that's not good enough because if I want to bring a child here, I need to be financially stable. And I wrote on the other half of the note that if you are born a female, you'd most likely have to go through exactly what I'm going through as a black woman. And not only that, as a Christian black woman, that also happens to be child-free in a sense. I'd have to teach you about your body. I'd have to talk to you about boys or girls. I'd have to tell you my viewpoints on being black and why it's so hard but so important to be strong and to live your life no matter what society says about you. I'd have to, hope that she sees her beauty outside of my words. I'd have a worry of her being raped, or sexually insulted, to where, I can't protect her from that because no one protected me when those things happened to me. And I remember ending the note with, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in bringing you here if I can't give you the life, that you deserve. And I'm not doing a half-ass job. So I didn't put that part in there, but I did say I'm not doing a half job. I'm not doing a half-ass job of being a mom. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go all in. But the desire isn't there, so I can't bring you here, and mommy, sorry. And I remember reading that letter and just crying. I cried like a baby, y'all. Even now, I'm sorry. Even now, I really have to swallow that pill. Because child-free people are so crapped on, and I just don't get it. You could say I'm anti-natalist. I don't believe in bringing a child here with, and you know what's crazy? When people bring their babies here, have you noticed that the parents are happy, look at my fingers, quotations, happy, while the child is suffering? Like, let's say the kid grows up into their teen years. A lot has happened to this kid. But like the parents are like, well, I love you, son, or I love you, daughter, or I love you, they. And I'm so happy that I had you, but the child's like suffering from depression and they're wishing they're not here, and then they grow into an adult like me and you and they still feel that way. But notice that only the parents are happy. That doesn't look right to me. And I feel like even if you are going to bring kids here, that desire has to already be there. So I'm against people knowing that it's not there and still bringing the baby. Why would you do that? You're going to jump into something so big and be like, oh, dang, I can't take this back. No, you can't unless you kill your child, and that's just sick. I'm not suggesting anyone to do that. Do not bring a child here and make them suffer. I'm totally against that. I don't believe in it. And if I know that I can't give that child a life, and they're most likely going to end up suffering like I did, because think about it. I'm black. I'm a woman. I'm in the South. I'm American. I'm of African descent, as I said before. Mental health issues, they're right here. Physical issues, they're right here. Me not being financially stable enough. Coming from a rich to middle family, kind of in between. And then on the other half, coming from the other side of the spectrum where my family's dirt poor. Don't suggest it. I don't. Not only that, I was raised into a religion that's very toxic. I don't know what a real Christian is. I know that what's in my heart is good, but it seems the Christians I was raised by and the Christians in nowadays society are so evil, which is weird because this religion is supposed to be a very loving religion. And I don't get it. And I don't want to bring a child into that. If it's a guy, people are going to constantly insult his manhood, and he's not gonna feel comfortable expressing his emotions. I'd have to teach him how to do that. And if the child's a female, I have to worry about protecting her, and I can't always do that. You have kids that either become victims of school shootings or they become the shooter. Well, what if my child's born disabled? I'd feel like, wow, they're probably suffering, but they don't have the words to open their mouth and say, "Mommy, I'm suffering, kill me now." Because that's how most of them are. At least the ones that I know. I know they're not pessimistic, but they just wish that they weren't disabled, but they can't help that because that's how they were born. So why bring a child here like that? People don't think about these probabilities. They don't think about the possibilities of a child growing up suffering. But them being human, it's prone to happen. You can't stop it. So I'm thinking the best way to prevent those things from happening, just not bring the child here. But I can't talk to anybody about that, because the minute that I put these ideas out, people assume that I'm pessimistic, crazy, or suicidal. And I'm neither of those things. I just don't believe bringing suffering into someone that didn't ask to be here. If it were up to me, I would have suggested my mom to not have me and my siblings, to be honest with you. That sounds so hateful. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful to be breathing. I'm grateful to have my head on my shoulders. And I'm grateful to be well enough to be able to make this video. But the whole concept of life, I'd want a receipt. I'd want a refund. Something to show that I don't suggest this life. I don't. It kind of breaks my heart, because there's no undo button. There's no, I mean, there's suicide, but I'm not doing that, because I know a lot of people would be hurt. A lot of people would call me selfish on the other end, and my mom would have to bury her second child. I don't wish that type of pain on anyone. But if I wasn't born, I wouldn't be suffering from depression. I wouldn't be dealing with periods or any type of mishap that comes with being a female. I wouldn't have been sexually assaulted. I wouldn't have been molested. I wouldn't have been abused by my mom and every other adult that was in her circle. I wouldn't have been bullied. I wouldn't have been disrespected by other females that see me as a threat. I probably wouldn't even be making this pessimistic video. I wouldn't be dealing with people harassing me because I say I'm child free. And I wouldn't be born black or a woman. I wouldn't be dealing with discrimination or segregation. Whether it's me or my people, I wouldn't be dealing with it because I don't exist. I wouldn't be dealing with anything that comes with adulting, like paying bills, working for a paycheck that doesn't even pay me well enough so I can eat and stay in the home that I dream of having. Any other issue that comes to my mind, I'm wondering, wow, I really have to sit here and deal with it until I die. And if I have kids, they have to sit there and deal with it until they die. And that just sounds so cruel. And I'm sorry for stuttering and slurring my words. I'm trying not to cry, so you guys, please excuse that. I swear I don't have a speech impediment anymore. It's just, this is a very sensitive topic and no one talks about this stuff. And I think that's what made me make, this channel, because I know somewhere out there, there's someone that's thinking the same thing as me. And there's someone that has a heavy heart like me. And there's someone that's thinking about their life and everyone around them. And I truly think that anti-natalist people are just really big sweethearts, and they hate seeing everyone in pain. I've watched my mom be in pain and suffer. I've watched my dad, and if I didn't see it myself, I heard about it. I've watched my sisters, my brothers. I've gone through it myself. I've watched strangers. I look on the news. I hear about these stories with these articles. I'm just wondering, why would anybody want to bring a helpless child into this? And then I think about foster homes. I think about kids that are in the system. I think about slavery and disease. And all those aborted babies, to me, they were saved. Because they didn't have to come here and deal with it. And then you have the other half of life that's beautiful, right? It's meaningful. You're happy. But somewhere on the other side of that spectrum, you have pain. So I can't promise a kid And imagine me looking my daughter or my son in the eye, and they're asking me, why do we have pain? Or why are we suffering? I wouldn't know what to tell them. I would just have to tell them that it's a way of life. But imagine how crappy that sounds. Imagine they have a mind just like me, and they're like, Mom, why did you have me? Seriously. Why did you have me? If you don't suggest this life, why did you go through all that pain? Why did you carry me for 9 months? Push me out. Dealing with these excruciating cramps. Why did you bring me here, suffering like that yourself, and then have me suffer for the rest of my life as long as I'm alive? Why would you do that to us? I wouldn't know what to tell them. I think I'd break. I think at that point, I'd regret it even more, and I would ask myself, why did I bring them here? I think it's selfish if you know you can't give a child a good life and you still bring them here anyways. Oh, gotta make a way. Oh, I have to appease my parents. Or you husbands that trick your wife and get her pregnant when she's made it clear she's not interested. Or for you women that trick the men into getting you pregnant. Do you think that's going to keep him by your side? I don't understand the concept of birth. I don't understand the good part of it. I don't even think there is a good part to it. I think the only good part is that you've become a parent, but that's most likely because you wanted to. Everything else, it's not sunshine and rainbows. I don't understand it. You could call me an anti-natalist. I don't claim that title, but that's what it looks like. And I agree with the philosophy of it. I agree with the principle of it. I do. And that's just me having a big heart. I'm just against it. And this is why it's so awkward when people have babies. And these are the same people that said, I'm never going to have kids. And they have them anyways. And they're looking at me like, well, I'm pregnant. Or I got a girl pregnant. And they're looking at me like, well, aren't you going to congratulate me? Why would I do that when you were just talking about being against this idea a few months ago? Why would I cheer you on? And even if I didn't know them and they tell me that, I'm looking at them like, either you already have kids and you know the struggle, or you're getting ready to struggle and you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I wish people would think before doing big things like this, like becoming a parent. For me, there's more cons than pros to bringing a child here. Yes, they would miss out on a lot of good things in life. But to me, there's more cons than pros. See, with the cons just comes with the world being evil. It comes with the fact that, you know, I'm black, so I'm most likely going to have black kids or kids that are mixed with black. It's the fact that they're either going to be male or female. You know, and both male and females have a lot of issues here. You know, society's really hard on both sexes. Mainly women, to me. My opinion. And I don't understand the whole, I must bring a kid here. I have to. Like, what do you mean you have to? Is someone holding a gun to your head? Are you doing it because you feel like your biological clock is ticking out of time? Like, what's the purpose? I might make a part 2 to this. You guys let me know. But, excuse the slurring, the stuttering, and me messing up my words. This video was really hard to make. I tried my best not to cry. And I hope you understood where I came from. So if you don't mind, please subscribe, please like, and click the bell so you can know whenever I post. I'm not sure it'll be anytime this week. But I do plan on talking to you guys about this because it's very important and we need to talk about it. We have a lot of people that are hurting. We have a lot of people that have this on their heart and they don't know who to go to. And I just want that person to know that I'm here. I would love to talk about it. And I'm all ears. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching my video. And I'll catch you guys later. Stay lovely. Peace.